So our next topic is distinguishing features of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Now, what are these prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? These are the images of a prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. They are the two primary types of cells found in living organisms. As you can see, they are different. But despite of their differences, they share common features that are essential for basic cellular functions. Here in this table are the common features of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. First is the plasma membrane. Both types of cells have a cell membrane. This cell membrane surrounds and encloses the cell, separating the internal environment from its external surroundings. The cell membrane regulates the passage of substances in and out of the cell. Next is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells is a gel-like substance that fills the cell and houses various cellular structures including organelles. Okay, so both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell have cytoplasm. Both of them also have DNA or genetic material in a form of, what is the meaning of DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. So in prokaryotes, the DNA is located in the region called nucleoid, which is enclosed by a membrane. In eukaryotes, the DNA is where? It is enclosed within a membrane-bound nucleus. Next, we have ribosomes. Ribosomes are involved in protein synthesis. They are present in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. However, they differ slightly in size and structure between the two types. Okay? So while these features are common to both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, it is important to note that there are significant differences between two cell types. Some of the key distinctions include the presence of nucleus. For the eukaryotes, have a membrane-bound nucleus while the prokaryotes do not. And the complexity of number of organelles, or the eukaryotes have greater number of organelles, or greater variety and number of organelles, and overall size and complexity of the cell. Okay? So next one is the differences. Eukaryotic cells, this one, are more complex than prokaryotic cells and possesses several features that are not found in prokaryotes. These features contribute to the increased complexity and functional diversity of the eukaryotic cells. So here in the table listed are the key features of eukaryotic cells that are absent in the prokaryotic cells. Okay, so first we have the nucleus, as what we've mentioned a while ago. The eukaryotic cells have a well-defined membrane-bound nucleus that houses the genetic material or the DNA, while the presence of nucleus separates the genetic material from the cytoplasm and allows for more intricate control of gene expression. Yun yung nandoon sa eukaryotes. How about the endomembrane system? Eukaryotic cells have an elaborate membrane system consisting of the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, and vesicle. So this membrane, this system, involved in the synthesis, modification, and transport of proteins and lipids within the cell. Also, the eukaryotes contain various membrane-bound organelles that compartmentalize different cellular function. What are these organelles? We have the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, chloroplast in plants, lysosomes, and peroxisomes, while the prokaryotic cell lack membrane-bound organelles. So, ito lang yung mga organelles nila. And they are not membrane-bound. Next, we have the cytoskeleton. Eukaryotic cells possesses a cytoskeleton composed of protein filaments such as microtubules, microfilaments, and intermediate filaments. So, what is the function of cytoskeleton? It provides structural support, aids in cell division, and facilitates intracellular structure. Also, eukaryotic cells undergo mitosis for cell division, producing identical daughter cells, and meiosis for the formation of gametes. What are these gametes? They are the sperm and egg cell. While the prokaryotic cells typically reproduce through binary fission, a simple form of cell division. We also have complex cell division, multiple linear chromosome, organelle inheritance, cilia and flagella, nuclear envelope, and compartmentalization. So those are here in the table, which shows that eukaryotes, the features of eukaryotes that are not found in prokaryotic cells. So these differences highlight the increased complexity and versatility of eukaryotic cells compared to its counterpart, compared to the prokaryotes. So eukaryotes are typically found in multicellular organisms. What are the examples of multicellular organism? Yes, we have humans, animals, plants. They are adapted for diverse function. While prokaryotes, examples of prokaryotes are bacteria, archaea. They are single-celled organisms with simple structure. Okay? So let us proceed now with the different tissues. The animal and plant tissues. First, we have the plant tissues, parenchyma cells. What is the function? The parenchyma cells are the most common type of cells and are involved in photosynthesis, storage of nutrients, and providing structural support. This is the image of a parenchyma cell. Next is the collenchyma cells. The collenchyma cells provide the mechanical support to the growing plant parts, such as these cells are commonly found in the stems and the leaves of the plant. They have thickened cell walls and can stretch as the plant grows. The third is the sclerenchyma cells. These cells are heavily lignified. What's the meaning of lignified? They are heavily hardened. They have heavily hardened cell walls that provides rigid structural support to mature plant tissues such as the woody parts of the trees. Okay? Next, we have the xylem. Xylem are part of the plant's vascular system. They are responsible for transporting water and minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant. They also provide structural support from the roots to the different parts of the plants. While the phloem is also part of the vascular system. It transports sugars and other organic compounds from the leaves to the other parts of the plant, including the roots. Okay? How about the guard cells? Guard cells are found in the epidermis of plants and stems and controls the opening and closing of the stomata. So these are the stomates or stomata. This regulates the exchange of gases such as carbon dioxide and oxygen and water vapor. Okay? What else? Trichomes. Trichomes are hair-like structure found on the surface of the leaves and stems. They serve as to reduce the water loss and deterring herbivores para hindi siya makain ng herbivores and trapping insects. So those are the plant tissues. Next, we have the animal tissues. First, we have the myocytes or the muscle cells. So the role of the muscle cells, it contract and generate force, allowing the movement in animals. So there are three types of myocytes. We have skeletal muscle, voluntary, smooth muscle, involuntary, and cardiac muscle, involuntary. Hindi man natin makontrol ang pagpump sa ato ang heart. Okay? Next, nerve cells or the neurons. So neurons, they transmit electrical signals or nerve impulses throughout the nervous system, enabling communication between different parts of the body and facilitating responses to nuclei. The epithelial cells form a protective lining of various surface or body surfaces such as the skin, respiratory tract, digestive tract, and blood vessel. They have various shapes and functions, including absorption, secretion, and protection. While the connective tissues includes fibroblasts and adipocytes, they produce and maintain the extracellular matrix, providing structural support, cushioning, and insulation in various tissues. Next, we have blood cells. We have erythrocytes and leukocytes. So the erythrocytes or the red blood cells, they transport oxygen, while leukocytes, the white blood cells, they play a crucial role in the immune system, defending the body against pathogens like bacteria and viruses. We also have osteocytes. They are bone cells responsible for maintaining the bone tissue by regulating mineral content and repairing damaged bone. And the last one, we have glandular cell. So glandular cells found in the glands throughout the body. What are the examples of these glands? We have salivary glands, sweat glands, and endocrine glands. They produce and secrete various substances such as hormones, enzymes, and sweat. These are just a few examples of many cell types found in the plant and animal tissue. So each type is adapted to perform specific functions critical for the overall function and survival of the organism. So in our discussion, we explained the postulates of the cell theory, described the structures and functions of major and subcellular organelles. We also distinguished the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells according to their features. And lastly, we classified different cell types or animal and plant tissues with their specific function. So that ends our class for this week. May God bless us always.